From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Tuesday morning. Right now you're taking a look at what would be the Yakima Valley. Big cloud layers covering it up right now, so you really don't see any of the city lights. This view coming courtesy of Bi-Mart. And yeah, we got a lot of fog on the map this morning, mainly spanning from 500 to 1,500 feet. So no visibility in Walla Walla. It's starting to look a little shabby in Hermiston and in Sunnyside and in Ellensburg too. So that's something we're going to be tracking all throughout this morning. And this would be a lot of freezing fog. Speaking of that, we have a freezing fog advisory in place for the Yakima Valley, for the lower Columbia Basin of Oregon, for the Blue Foothills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties. This runs until lunchtime. And then we have a dense fog advisory that goes for the lower Columbia Basin of Benton County, Franklin County, that little slice of Walla Walla County. That also goes until 12 p.m. And again, speaking of the freezing fog, we're below freezing in the foothills. We're below freezing in Hermiston, at the Hanford site, in the valley. So in those areas, you would have to break out the ice scraper, take it slow as the roads could be a little bit slick. Just a little bit too warm for that for now in the Tri-Cities. We'll watch that temperature very closely. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. Morning fog for the valleys, basin, and foothills for this morning. Tomorrow morning, a chance for some valley and foothill snow on Thursday morning, just a little bit of it. And then we have a chance for, of course, snowy mountain passes from Thursday through Sunday. There's a chance for freezing rain mixed in here as well. So I'll touch on all this coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a road crews doing excavation work in Walla Walla discover what they thought were human remains. Come to find out, it actually was. We have the details from the police department. And the city of Sunnyside is trying to get financially back on track. Monique Ledesma with what they plan on cutting when it comes to budgeting for next year. Also ahead, the man arrested in connection to the murder of United Healthcare CEO, how he was found, and the citizen that found him. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Tuesday, December 10th. We're going to start your top stories off in Walla Walla. The Walla Walla Police Department says more human remains have been found in the area where a road crew was doing excavation work. This was near Whitman Street and Fern Avenue on December 8th. Walla Walla PD says road crew members uncovered what appeared to be a human leg bone. They contacted police and officers confirmed it was human remains. Then while processing the scene, more remains were found. Authorities have revealed the site is not recent and they are working with multiple state agencies to help with the investigation. We have more information about this up on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com. In Yakima, an internal investigation has been launched at the Yakima County Jail after a man died while in custody over the weekend. Authorities say 64-year-old Kenneth Harrington was found unresponsive on December 7th. Corrections officers say they called 911 and the on-site medical staff, but Harrington was declared dead just after 8 a.m. According to the county, Harrington died of natural causes related to heart issues, but the Corrections Department says it has started its own internal investigation. The Yakima Police Department is also investigating what happened. And speaking of Yakima County, the city is planning to adopt next year's budget at its next meeting, and a road levy shift to address a budget shortfall is being considered. Also, this is the last budget the county's longtime financial services director, Craig Warner, will be a part of. According to the county, Warner is retiring after 37 years of service, and his last day will be at the end of January. The commissioners say he's leaving behind big shoes to fill.
He's done an incredible job in investing his time into his staff and making sure that after he leaves, whenever we were anticipating that there would be a continuity of service from that department by the exceptional staff that he's hired throughout the years.
Commissioners say they've already been working on finding his replacement. And it is that time of year where cities are discussing budgets, and we have the latest developments on the City of Sunnyside's budget plan for next year. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma reports that the city is aiming to get back on track financially, and this comes with figuring out what needs to go and what can stay.
After discovering a budget deficit about halfway through this year, new city manager Mike Gonzalez says he got to work putting things back on track. Although progress is being made, Gonzalez says the city is going to need to do a lot more rolling into the new year. He says the city took into consideration different approaches to recover from the deficit, like not hiring any new city staff and temporarily shutting down the community center or the public pool, a decision that has not been popular.
Right now, what I can tell the community is that we're turning over every rock and we're looking at every opportunity that we can to try to save the pool. And one thing that I'll also say is that the pool typically opens in June. So, there's quite a bit of time before the end of this fiscal year, the start of the new fiscal year in 2025, to continue our cost-saving measures.
Gonzalez says running the pool cost about $400,000, and the city is crossing its fingers and coming up with the money to open the pool come June. But he says they are looking at all options.
So the thing that we're looking for is possibly a 3-year grant cycle that would help support the infrastructure needs of the pool and also the operating expenses. So typically with CDBG funding, it's typically just infrastructure and not operational costs, but he believes that possibly because of our median income and our ethnic makeup, we could be good candidates for that.
As for the community center, Gonzalez says the city is looking to rent it out to bring in some income, but not completely change the community center's flow within the community.
We're trying to decide right now are there certain programs that are being utilized right now, like pickleball and some of the soccer and some of the basketball they come in on open gym time. So I'm working with the council to see, can we continue those programs that are already operating as open gym anyway, just so we have some services in there.
Gonzalez says the city will not close the senior center, and it is looking at ways the senior center could run some of its programs through the community center. Gonzalez says a budget amendment would more than likely place sometime within the new year, and he is hopeful to be financially set in 2025. Reporting in Sunnyside, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. And Gonzalez says although they will present a balanced budget next Monday, nothing is set in stone this year as the city is still working on going line by line to fix miscoded costs from the last administration. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a 26-year-old man has been arrested and charged with the murder of United Healthcare CEO. We have the recap on how authorities were able to capture him. That's coming up in your national news, but first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
Join in the fun at Country Mercantile's Holly Jolly Festival in December at our Richland location. Bring the whole family for holiday activities on Saturdays and Sundays, December 7th through 22nd, starting at 12 p.m. Enjoy cookie decorating, crafts, pictures with Santa and train rides. Shop our unique gift store and discover an array of scrumptious food products and gifts, including gift boxes and baskets filled with goodies, perfect for the season. Visit our website for more information at countrymercantile.com.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
Sometimes, life is a funny way of turning sideways. Like when your kid decides they're a professional stylist the morning of picture day.
Here we go.
Or when your to-do list isn't quite done.
You went to Rite Aid, right?
Or when you're sure you packed everything you need, but you actually need one more thing.
We forgot our prescriptions.
We
got you. Are we happy?
We are happy. Find everything you need?
Yep. Yeah, life never really goes the way you plan, but that's why we're here. It means more at Rite Aid.
Chase knows how to put the heart in your local community. Evan, you helping them with savings, right? Somebody just got their first debit card. Ice cream on you? Your money is a part of your community, so your bank should be too, like Chase.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D. Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, DeLynne's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99 Wednesdays only at KFC.
This week, Elton John exclusive. From his incredible career to his battles with addiction to how he's doing now.
I'm still standing after all this time.
I'm still standing, and I am better than I ever did.
Only on
Good Morning America.
Wow.
A portion of the news is sponsored by Kubota.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're going to just go over a couple of the passes this morning, specifically in the Blue Mountains. We still have packed snow at Oregon 204 at Tollgate. Thankfully, this morning you don't have to, chains aren't required if you're towing, but you do have to carry chains. And then for the Battle Mountain Summit on US 395 in Umatilla County, it's a little slushy and snowy out there. You do have to carry chains, and we are seeing some spots of ice at Meacham and Cabbage Hill on Interstate 84. Okay, temperatures this morning, yeah, it's cold. 26 degrees in Ellensburg, 24 degrees in Cle Elum. We're in the 20s for the most part up and down the Yakima Valley. We are at 30 degrees in Sunnyside, but that looks like it's the exception and not the rule. Then in the lower Columbia Basin, just barely above freezing in the Tri-Cities for this morning. That might save us from some freezing fog, but we still have a couple more hours for this temperature to drop down a little bit more. Right at freezing in Umatilla. Mid-20s in Connell and Mesa, and then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, we're right around freezing, if not below freezing. So again, that would be freezing fog where the fog does develop. We're down into the teens this morning, unlucky number 13 in Meacham. Here's your day planner for today for lower elevation. Still expecting foggy and frozen conditions by 8 this morning. By lunchtime, the fog should be clearing out of the valleys, maybe hanging on for a little bit longer in the basin, and then by 4 p.m., the fog should be lifted, but will be left over with partly to mostly cloudy skies. So for today, it's going to be cold. It's going to be foggy in the mornings. Our pattern is breaking up with multiple storm systems over the next 7 days. I'll tell you about those coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, after nearly a week-long manhunt, a suspect is in custody and charged with killing the CEO of United Healthcare. The tip that led to the suspect's arrest came from a McDonald's employee who recognized the man and called authorities. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has more details.
This morning, 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is in custody for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Police saying the man was arrested at this McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania after nearly a week-long search. The break came when an employee recognized Mangione from the surveillance images and called police.
When officers arrived, they made contact with the male who had a face mask on. That male was asked to remove his face mask, and officers immediately recognized him as a suspect in the New York City shooting.
Police discovered Mangione had a passport and several fake IDs, including a fake New Jersey ID, the same one allegedly used to check into a hostel in New York. Police say he also had a 3D printed silencer and a 3D printed ghost gun, which is untraceable with no serial numbers, as well as a 3-page document which sources say mentioned United Healthcare by name and included the quotes, "These parasites had it coming, and I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done."
I understand people have real frustration with our healthcare system. This killer was not a hero. He should not be hailed.
Mangione was valedictorian at an all-boys prep school in Baltimore. He went on to earn a master's in engineering at the University of Pennsylvania. Overnight, New York prosecutors charged Mangione with second-degree murder in the death of Brian Thompson. He's also charged with possession of a loaded firearm, possession of a forged instrument, and criminal possession of a weapon.
Mangione's family responded to the charges, saying their family is shocked and devastated by the arrest, and they are praying for Brian Thompson's family. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, this week, Boeing lays off almost 400 employees, and now the aerospace company announces even more layoffs to come in February. We have that story and your full weather forecast after the break.
Queensgate Gardens Christmas event is here. Pick out the perfect Christmas tree and wreath, enjoy festive crafts for kids, and meet Santa himself on the weekends. Find the perfect gift and celebrate the season with us, only at Queensgate Gardens.
There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show. Be the first to see our all-new grand floating Christmas tree, with holiday getaways starting at only $246.
Join in the fun at Country Mercantile's Holly Jolly Festival in December at our Richland location. Bring the whole family for holiday activities on Saturdays and Sundays, December 7th through 22nd, starting at 12 p.m. Enjoy cookie decorating, crafts, pictures with Santa, and train rides. Shop our unique gift store and discover an array of scrumptious food products and gifts, including gift boxes and baskets filled with goodies, perfect for the season. Visit our website for more information at countrymercantile.com.
Shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and cheeks and mouth and
skilled professionals helping you to be your best. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Give the gift of me time this year with a gift card.
At Consumer Reports,
we're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
Thank you for making Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest and ABC's Good Morning America the most watched morning news on local TV.
Thank you so much.
What's new, what's now, and what's next? Plus First Alert weather every 10 minutes. Wake up with Apple Valley News Now.
On your side.
Queensgate Gardens Christmas event is here. Pick out the perfect Christmas tree and wreath, enjoy festive crafts for kids, and meet Santa himself on the weekends. Find the perfect gift and celebrate the season with us, only at Queensgate Gardens.
An historic trestle. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be another cold day. We'll have temperatures in the 30s, and the fog that we're seeing for this morning for the valleys and for the basin and for the foothills should mostly dissipate by the time we get to lunchtime. But after that, we're not going to be nearly as sunny as we were yesterday afternoon. And then for tonight, overnight lows once again falling down into the 20s and 30s. We'll once again have the threat for fog to return to the foothills and to the basin and to the valleys. So once again, this could be more freezing fog, but all of us across the board need to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing. We'll continue to keep it about 5-ish degrees below average, 5 to 10 degrees below average through Thursday, more seasonal by Friday, and even a little bit above average by the time we get to Sunday. And that corresponds directly with storm systems that we'll have to contend with. One for Thursday and Friday, another one for Saturday and Sunday. Probably more storm systems after that, but we're going to subdivide this into storm system number 1 and storm system number 2. So let's start off by talking about storm system number 1 for Thursday and Friday. This one could provide 3/4 of an inch of water up in the Cascades, maybe a 1/2 inch for the Blues, up to 1/4 for the Yakima Valley and the Blue Foothills, less than 1/10 of an inch for the Kittitas Valley and the Lower Columbia Basin. But what's going to be so interesting about this storm system will be the low snow levels all the way down to 1,000 feet. So on Thursday morning, we could have less than an inch of snow for the Kittitas Valley, the Yakima Valley, and the Blue Foothills. Obviously, bigger impacts to our mountain passes, including Cabbage Hill, Snoqualmie Pass, White Pass, Tollgate. And then into Saturday and Sunday, this storm system is looking a little bit wetter. We could get up to 1 inch of water in the Cascades, 1/2 inch in the Blue Mountains, up to 1/4 of an inch for the valleys and for the foothills, still less than 1/10 of an inch for the Lower Columbia Basin. But snow levels with this one, a little bit higher, between 2,000 and 2,500 feet. Still expecting some impacts for our mountain passes. And just, again, keep in mind with this graphic that for Tollgate and for White Pass, we're going to see more. Here is a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Another gray day for Wednesday, then chances for freezing rain the mornings of Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. In Yakima, dry and cold for Wednesday, the chance for flurries Thursday morning, then several chances of freezing rain and slick roads. In Ellensburg, the same cycle, dry Wednesday, potentially some snow for Thursday morning, then chances of AM freezing rain. For Hermiston, gray and cold for Wednesday, chances of freezing rain and slick roads for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday mornings. And then for Walla Walla, cold and gloomy Wednesday, the chance for snow Thursday morning, then the potential for freezing rain on Friday morning.
Thank you, Josh. More layoffs for troubled Boeing. It's been learned the aerospace manufacturer have let go nearly 400 more employees this week, and that adds to a couple thousand employees laid off earlier this year. Connor Board has more.
Boeing layoffs are continuing here in Washington. Monday, the state's Employment Security Department shared or received notice that Boeing has issued layoff notices to another 396 employees in the state. We know that last week, more than 220 employees who are members of the Society of Professional Engineering Employees in Aerospace, known as SPEA, received layoff notices, including 184 engineers and 38 people in technical roles. So far, that union that represents Boeing employees in multiple states has had more than 600 members receive layoff notices. These layoffs come as Boeing deals with financial losses from deadly Boeing 737 MAX crashes in 2018 and 2019, a door plug blowout earlier this year, and the weeks-long machinist strike this fall. Boeing said in a statement, as announced in early October, we are adjusting our workforce levels to align with our financial reality and a more focused set of priorities. We are committed to ensuring our employees have support during this challenging time. These layoffs add to the more than 2,000 Washington jobs the company has cut so far this year.
And Boeing announced back in October it would cut 10% of its workforce. The company has not offered any details of what types of jobs, other than to say it will impact executives, managers, union, and non-union employees. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a musical parody that was intended to tell the life story of Australian breakdancer Ray Gunn has been shut down. We have that story and more coming up in your entertainment headlines.
No matter what your children's dreams might be, or how often they might change, with the Get College Saving Program, you can start saving for the future. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck, our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0% APR for up to 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
Unwrap smoother skin this season with Curve Appeal. Imagine flawless, touchable skin with pain-free laser hair removal using our new Splendor X machine. Right now, sessions starting as low as $60. Only 6 sessions needed. Don't wait. It's the perfect treat for yourself or someone special. And for the holidays, give the gift of confidence and beauty with our Curve Appeal gift certificates. Book now and let us bring out your holiday glow with Splendor X. CurveAppealTC.com.
No matter what your children's dreams might be, or how often they might change, With the Get College Saving Program, you can start saving for the future. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
From our family to yours, happy holidays.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, a musical inspired by viral Olympic breakdancer Ray Gunn will not be happening.
Ray Gunn the Musical was a parody intended to retell the story of Australian breaker Rachel Gunn, widely known as Ray Gunn. Her performance at the Paris Olympics spawned countless memes on social media.
Yes, they did. The musical was due to open on Saturday in Sydney, but the show's creator, Australian comedian Steph Boardbridge, said lawyers representing the athlete threatened legal action.
Gunn's lawyers say they took steps to safeguard the breaker's creative rights and work.
I think she's been through enough this year, so I'm glad that that's been cut.
Yes.
Well, Irish actor Barry Keoghan is hitting back against what he calls inhumane online trolling after his reported breakup with American singer Sabrina Carpenter.
In a long social media post, the Saltburn star accused people of intimidating his family, including his grandmother, his 2-year-old son. And he said he's finally responding because too many lines have been crossed.
And Keoghan, known for his Oscar-nominated role in The Banshees of Inisherin, says people have especially taken aim at his parenting, and he said he himself had a difficult upbringing.
Born in Dublin, he lived in several foster homes and with his grandmother due to his mother's addiction to heroin. Both of his parents died before he was 16, and Keoghan says his past has helped him to develop a tough skin, but he can only take so much.
Absolutely. And a significant chapter in modern music history has come to a close. We're talking about the Eras Tour.
Taylor Swift performed her final Eras Tour concert in Vancouver on Sunday. And now comes confirmation that the tour made history in ticket sales. Well, of course it did. It went on for 2 years.
So according to the New York Times, the singer's production company confirmed the Eras Tour grossed more than $2 billion, billion with the B, and that's the highest grossing concert tour ever.
In all, Swift performed for over 10 million people worldwide during 149 shows over 21 months.
I was so shocked when it kept going on, like into this year. I'm like, hasn't she been on this tour for ages? So
is that normal? I don't think I don't think a multi-year.
I
think it's usually like 6 months to maybe a
maybe
year.
half a year.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, deadly crashes have been occurring a lot, and state lawmakers are taking action to increase the consequences for negligent drivers. Emily Goodell with that story in the next half hour. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, TikTok is asking the Supreme Court justices to step in. TikTok is asking the Supreme Court to stop a U.S. ban against the app from taking effect. The measure calls for China-based ByteDance to sell the app by January 19th. TikTok claims U.S. creators could lose more than $1 billion in revenue during the first month the ban is enforced. Next, social media companies would be required to put warning labels on their platforms under a new bill in California. It calls for those labels to disclose risks to mental health. The bill mentions anti-online violence and cyberbullying laws as precedent. Finally, Reddit is rolling out its own AI-powered search feature. It's called Reddit Answers. It's a tool that responds to your questions by generating summarized information from across Reddit without relying on Google. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
I'm an overpowered leaf blower, and I'm not exactly street legal. And if you don't have the right auto coverage, this could really blow your budget. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Old Spice Gentleman Super Hydration Body Wash. Vanilla and shea. 24/7 moisturization with vitamin B3.
Are you using all the Old Spice?
In a bath.
Oops.
Men have skin too. Old Spice.
Time to press rewind with Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair. It has derm-proven retinol expertly formulated to target skin cell turnover and fight not 1 but 5 signs of aging.
With visible results in just 1 week.
Neutrogena.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, it has been freezing. I've been scraping ice now yesterday and today, some of this weekend, but are we going to be having to do that more?
Yes, we will have to do that a couple more times over the next couple mornings, and then our mode switches. Maybe we have to deal with freezing rain. Maybe we have to deal with ice on the outside of our vehicles.
And this fog also that's going on.
And the fog makes it feel colder.
Yeah.
If you walk into like a big burst of fog,
if you just look at fog,
it just kind of goes through your body. It's like you're getting haunted or something. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the aforementioned fog. It's spanning anywhere between 500 feet to 1,500 feet for this morning. So that's why you're seeing essentially no visibility in Walla Walla, very tenuous visibility in Ellensburg and in the Yakima Valley. So far, so good in the Tri-Cities, but the cycle from yesterday morning was that during the late 6 o'clock hour, early 7 o'clock hour, that's when that fog layer actually made it down to the surface. So I'm anticipating something like that to happen once again for this morning. And again, it would be freezing fog for the most part, as we do have a freezing fog advisory in place for the Yakima Valley, for the lower Columbia Basin of Oregon, and for the Blue Foothills of Walla Walla and Umatilla counties. That runs until 12 p.m. And then a dense fog advisory in place for Benton County, for Franklin County, for that little slice of Walla Walla County. And in those areas with the freezing fog advisory, that's where the temperatures are, well, you guessed it, below freezing. We're just shy of 30 degrees in the foothills, and we're in the 20s and 30s in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. But all of us need to bundle up for this morning. Here's your coat cast for today for the Tri-Cities. Heavy jacket stuff all throughout the day. So for today, we'll continue to be cold, foggy during the morning. I'll take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now we're starting this half hour off in a follow-up. The drunk driver who caused a multi-car crash that left 1 child dead and several others hurt on Christmas last year has pleaded guilty. 24-year-old Rylene Cook pleaded guilty to second-degree manslaughter, assault, and driving under the influence. To recap, Cook was driving with her 2 children, ages 3 and 5, on Umatilla River Road when she crashed into another car on Christmas Day in 2023. Inside the other car was 10-year-old Anthony Guizar, his mother, a baby cousin, a younger sister, and an aunt. All 8 people from both cars suffered serious injuries, and 5 days after the crash, 10-year-old Anthony died. The sentencing of Cook is expected to come at a later date. Now to an update on the deadly crash over the weekend. We have new details. Sunday morning, Oregon State Police responded to a semi-truck crash on Interstate 84. This was near milepost 210 in Umatilla County. Police say the semi was going westbound and hit a guardrail. It then traveled down a steep embankment and rolled onto its side. The semi hit 2 people who were on the shoulder, 25-year-old John Harrington and 24-year-old Marcus Paul. They both died, and both of them were from Pendleton. The driver of the semi suffered minor injuries and was taken to a hospital. Statewide now, pedestrian deaths reached a new high last year, and lawmakers are taking action to increase penalties for negligent drivers. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us the new laws are meant to fill a gap in the consequences.
The new laws geared toward drivers whose behavior goes beyond what's covered by a typical traffic ticket, but doesn't quite rise to the level of vehicular homicide. But the new laws also only apply to negligent drivers. Just last week, a woman in Kennewick died after being struck by a car. Police say the woman was walking in the middle of the roadway and the driver not intoxicated or speeding, making it not the type of case to fall under the new laws.
It would be hard to imagine this charge being brought to them if they're using due care.
The charges specifically for negligent drivers: DUIs, speeding, distracted driving, or otherwise failing to be as careful as the average driver.
People feeling like if I'm, behaving normally and my attention is distracted for just a moment and that ends up being critical, would I be charged with a crime? I think Generally the response would be no.
The laws only apply to the deaths or serious injuries of vulnerable people, including pedestrians, bicyclists, motorcyclists, and wheelchair users.
It basically includes anybody who's not protected by the steel cage of a motor vehicle.
The charge for a death, a gross misdemeanor, punishable by 364 days in jail, a $5,000 fine, and a 90-day suspension of their driver's license.
Some people may feel like a year in jail when somebody dies is insufficient, but it fills in a gap that existed in the law before.
The Washington State Traffic Safety Commission will be putting out more information about those new laws, which are set to take effect on January 1st. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. And looking ahead today, get ready to capture the magic of the season. The City of Zillah and the Yakima Valley Library is inviting you to a festive holiday-themed photo booth event. People from all over can take advantage of a free professional photo booth. This happens today, and you can check it out from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Zillah Civic Center. Attendees will receive free printed and digital copies of their pictures, and this is perfect for family holiday cards, social media posts, or if you just want to make some memories and cherish it as a keepsake. And keeping the fun going, the City of Pasco wants to invite you to take part in their annual holiday celebration. Pasco's Winterfest is back for its 7th year. It's a week for families to enjoy each other's company and the holiday season. Ron Campton with the City of Pasco says there are plenty of activities like Christmas movies at the Pasco Fairchild Movie Theater and also a week-long candy cane scavenger hunt.
It actually kicked off today, so residents can check the City of Pasco Parks and Rec social media pages for clues. They can go scan the QR codes attached to candy canes that are hidden throughout the city area to get entries for some of the scavenger hunt prizes that we have.
The event did kick off last night, but it runs until Saturday. And Campton also tells us for the grand finale on Saturday, there will be a lighting of the holiday tree, and Santa as well as Mrs. Claus will be there. There will also be food, hot chocolate, and much more. Winterfest takes place from 3 to 6 p.m. at Peanuts Park in Pasco, and it is free to get in. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, scammers target people of all ages, but people around 80 years or older have statistically fallen more prey to scammers. Coming up, we have how you can protect your loved ones and yourself from scams this holiday season.
An historic trestle. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
You know you want a burger, so make it my Smash Jack. Rated the best burger in fast food. It's even got more beef than a Big Mac. Chin up, Ronald. Maybe you'll get a participation trophy. My Smash Jack, now on sourdough. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
When you get hurt on the job, you never know if you're going to get paid by Labor and Industries. Let Bothwell and Hamill fight on your behalf for your workers' comp. We can often increase your compensation. The sooner you call us, the better. If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
We all have that friend with amazing skin.
Tell me your secret, and lunch is on me.
Don't just envy her. Get glowing skin of your own with a results-driven, professional facial customized just for you by a skilled esthetician. Get glowing with regular facials from Massage Envy.
So what's going on with this?
Whether you share your secret or not is up to you. Massage Envy, where better skin begins. This year, give the gift card everybody will love. Stop in and pick some up today.
This holiday season, experience the magic at Winterfest in Peanuts Park, Pasco. With music, kids' activities, vendors, and our holiday tree lighting, it's better than ever. Join us Saturday, December 14th from 3 to 6 p.m. Santa will be there too. Don't miss the Candy Cane Scavenger Hunt, December 9th through the 12th, and the free Christmas movies at Fairchild Cinemas in Pasco. December 11th and 14th, Winterfest, brought to you by these amazing sponsors. Make it a holiday to remember at Winterfest. We'll see you there.
You're craving tacos. Not just tacos, birria tacos. Actually, birria tiny tacos. Sauced and loaded and served with my new birria-flavored buttermilk ranch. You won't find all this at that other taco joint. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Sorry, who are you?
I'm Special Agent Will Trent, GBI.
Well, that was easy.
Shouldn't we strategize?
Strategize? Come on, we're gonna improvise.
No.
This week, Elton John exclusive. From his incredible career to his battles with addiction to how he's doing now.
I'm still standing after all this time.
I'm still standing, and I am better than I ever did.
Only on
Good Morning, America.
Wow.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's take you on a tour of today's forecast, starting off in Kittitas County, where it is going to be cold once again. We're going to have temperatures in the 30s, and the fog that's in the Kittitas Valley for this morning should mostly drain down to the Yakima Valley a little bit later this morning. We'll be left over with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Then for the Yakima Valley, if yesterday morning was any indication, we should be void of fog by the late morning at least, but we're not going to be left over with sunny skies like we were for yesterday. It's going to be mostly cloudy to overcast in those lower elevations. High temperatures today, it's going to be chilly out there. We're going to be in the mid-30s. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, again, just sort of calling back to yesterday, around lunchtimes when the fog started to lift out around these neck of the woods. So I'm anticipating the same thing. Also, it's going to be cold. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Light winds across most of the map today, except for in the Blue Mountains. They could gust out of the south upwards of 20 miles per hour. That's going to help to provide more sunshine for the Blue Mountains. But yeah, more dense fog and freezing fog in the foothills of the Blue Mountains. But again, around lunchtimes when we're expecting a lot of that to lift out. Now let's talk about the big picture, the seasonal rainfall deficits and surpluses that we've been running since October 1st. We now, unfortunately, we've flipped back to a seasonal rainfall deficit, a very subtle one in the Kittitas Valley. We're almost breaking even. Still good numbers for the Yakima Valley and for the lower Columbia Basin, and we're definitely in a hole, a tangible hole in the Blue Foothills, but we do have rain, maybe even a little bit of snow on the way. I'll touch on both of those aspects of this forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, Christmas is supposed to be the season of giving. However, there are Grinches out there who prefer taking. We're talking about scammers, and they target everybody. But according to the Federal Trade Commission, the median reported loss was $800 for people aged 70 to 79. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen tells us how you can keep yourself and your loved ones safe this holiday season.
According to AARP, scammers look to take advantage of people from all different angles. A new survey from AARP says people need to pay attention as they buy for their loved ones.
On average, people 80 years or older lose about $39,000 if they become a victim of a scam.
According to a study by AARP, shoppers lose billions of dollars each year to fraud. Those most vulnerable to this are people more than 50 years old who account for more than half of the victims. Julie Hooley with the Alzheimer's Association says the organization has a program called Managing Money. The program is taught to senior citizens to help manage their funds and keep their funds secure.
If you are caring for someone with memory loss, it's a good idea to set up a slush fund for them to use. So $200 to $300 in an account for them to use, and then the rest of their money is safely held in a different account. So if they are hit with fraud, they only lose that $200 to $300 instead of much more.
Hooley says some typical scams that are used on senior citizens are calling and asking for money for charity. The grandchild scam, where scammers will call and pretend to be someone's grandchild in need of money, and those calling asking for money on gift cards. In most assisted living facilities, Hooley says someone may come in and talk to the residents about protecting their money.
I know some banks go and do the presentations. I can come, the Alzheimer's Association can come and provide an education program for the residents themselves and for the staff to how to notice if someone might be the victim of a scam, and then what to do to help prevent it and what to do in case they are being scammed.
Hooley says targeting older people isn't just a holiday issue, it's a year-round problem.
There's lots of things that they can target through with Medicaid and insurances, and especially those who are dealing with memory loss.
A simple way to keep your eye on yours or a loved one's money is to set up alerts on bank accounts, so they will alert you of suspicious activity. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Dan. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a verdict on the case of Daniel Penny, the man that put a homeless man in a fatal chokehold last year in New York. We have what the jury decided coming up in your morning sprint. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your full weather forecast, and that's in just a few minutes.
There was a time when you could get a complete meal for just $5, but you gotta go way back. Well, just a Tuesday. Yes, Tuesdays at A&W, single Papa Burger combos complete with fries and a root beer cost just $5. This all-time great deal is available Tuesdays only at A&W.
Our business is changing lives through the power of work. I work out here to help customers with donations, greet them and thank them, and that's what I do. I got 2 Spirit Awards of recognitions. When I retire here, I will say goodbye to the store and they will honor me probably and might put a nice plaque on the wall that I worked for many years. I like it here. I'm in a better place at Goodwill. I really like the administration here, so that's excellent for me.
Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Are you ready to step up and save lives? Umatilla County Fire District Number 1 is calling on firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics to join our team. Experience the thrill of the front lines, excellent pay and benefits, and great opportunities for advancement. With every emergency, you'll make a difference and become a hero in the community. Don't just work a job, embrace a mission. Umatilla County Fire District Number 1. Apply now at ucfd1.org and join our team. We're looking for heroes like you.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Hi, I'm Pastor Steve Winery from Calvary Chapel Tri-Cities. Christmas is coming up, and we're going to have a Christmas Eve service in our outdoor amphitheater. There'll be bonfires, candle lighting, Christmas caroling. It's going to be a family service, and we'd love to have you join us. If you do come, bring a chair and a blanket. If you don't want to brave the weather, we'll have an inside option with live streaming available. Hope to see you there.
Where are you headed?
Where am I headed? Am I just gonna take what the market gives me? No, I can do some research.
You know, that's backed by JP Morgan's leading strategists, like us.
When you want to invest with more confidence, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
KFC's fan favorite country fried steak is just $5.99 every Wednesday. It's a complete meal with your favorite sides. Best of all, it's just $5.99. Country fried steak, $5.99 Wednesdays only at KFC.
A 100-year-old trestle, tonight at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be another cold day out there. We'll be about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. The fog in the foothills and in the basin and in the valleys, when it does dissipate, if it does dissipate, it would likely be around lunchtime. And once the fog does dissipate, again, and that's a big if, but we'd be left over with partly to mostly cloudy skies, so we're not going to have nearly as much sunshine as we did yesterday afternoon. Then for tonight, overnight lows falling down into the 20s and 30s. All of us need to protect the outdoor pets, the plants, and the plumbing once again. And we're expecting the return of more freezing fog to the foothills, to the basin, and to the valleys. We'll still keep it about 5-ish degrees below average for this time of the year through Thursday, then obviously warmer for Friday and beyond. And that happens and it corresponds because of a couple different storm systems. One for Thursday, Friday, one for Saturday, Sunday. It looks like more storm systems beyond that. But for now, we'll focus on storm system number 1 and storm system number 2. So for storm system number 1, Thursday and Friday, we're thinking up to 3/4 of an inch of water for the Cascades, up to 1/2 inch for the Blue Mountains, up to 1/4 of an inch for the Yakima Valley and Blue Foothills, less than 1/10 of an inch for the Kittitas Valley and for the lower Columbia Basin. But this one's going to be very interesting because snow levels could dip all the way down to 1,000 feet by Thursday morning. So we could get less than an inch of snow for the Kittitas Valley, for the Yakima Valley, and also for the Blue Foothills, and of course much more that we're expecting for Blue Mountain and Cascade Mountain passes. And then into Saturday and Sunday, this storm system's looking a little bit wetter, up to 1 inch of water for the Cascades, 1/2 inch for the Blue Mountains, up to 1/4 for the valleys and for the foothills. Still not much doing for the lower Columbia Basin. Snow levels higher with this one, so the chances for lowland snow go down for now, but of course we're expecting more snow for our Blue Mountain and our Cascade Mountain passes. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Another gray day for Wednesday, then chances for freezing rain the mornings of Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. In Yakima, dry and cold for Wednesday, the chance for flurries on Thursday morning, then several chances of freezing rain and slick roads. In Ellensburg, the same cycle, dry Wednesday, potentially some snow for Thursday morning, then chances of AM freezing rain. In Hermiston, gray and cold for Wednesday, chances of freezing rain and slick roads for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday mornings. And then in Walla Walla, cold and gloomy Wednesday, the chance for snow Thursday morning, then the potential for freezing rain on Friday morning.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour. We're going to start off with the top 5 local stories you need to know this morning. The Walla Walla Police Department says more human remains have been found where a road crew was doing excavation work. This was near Whitman Street and Fern Avenue on December 8th. Crew members uncovered what appeared to be a human leg bone. They contacted police and officers confirmed it was human remains. Then while processing the scene, more remains were found. Authorities are investigating. And an investigation has been launched at the Yakima County Jail after a man died while in custody. 64-year-old Kenneth Harrington was found unresponsive Saturday, and the county says Harrington died of natural causes related to his heart, but the Yakima Police Department is investigating, and the Corrections Department has started their own internal investigation. Boeing is continuing their layoffs. According to a filing yesterday, 396 employees received layoff notices, and this comes after the company laid off around 2,200 employees last month and after announcing in October that it would cut 10% of its workforce. More layoffs are set to happen early next year. The City of Zillah and the Yakima Valley Library is inviting you to a festive holiday-themed photo booth event. It's today from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Zillah Civic Center. It's a free professional photo booth where you can get free printed and digital copies of your pictures. Also, the City of Pasco is hosting their Winterfest for its 7th year. It kicked off last night and runs until Saturday. The event is free and it's at Peanuts Park in Pasco from 3 to 6 p.m. For the grand finale on Saturday, there will be a Christmas tree lighting, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and not to mention food and hot chocolate. Now to your national headlines this morning. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is charged with murder in the shooting of the United Healthcare CEO in Manhattan last week. Mangione appeared in court late last night. He did not enter a plea. Investigators believe Mangione acted alone, and they say he was carrying what's called a ghost gun that may have been 3D printed. A tip was phoned in to a police department by an Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's employee after a patron recognized the man in the surveillance photos released by police. Former Congressman Matt Gaetz is expected to announce that he's joining One America News Network as an anchor. That's according to a source that's close to him. Gaetz resigned from Congress after President-elect Donald Trump announced him as cabinet pick for Attorney General, but then he withdrew his name from consideration after it became clear that he wouldn't have enough votes for confirmation. He was previously facing sexual misconduct allegations, and the House voted to not release the investigation report on it, with the House Speaker saying they shouldn't release it since Gaetz is no longer a member of Congress. Reactions are mixed after a jury found Daniel Penny not guilty of criminally negligent homicide yesterday. Penny was accused of putting Jordan Neely, a homeless man, in a fatal chokehold on a subway in New York last year. Penny's defense team said he was acting in self-defense because Neely was being erratic and threatening passengers. But the prosecution argued Penny went too far, holding Neely down for more than 6 minutes. In business news, Taco Bell is testing out a new concept cafe, one that doesn't sell food, only beverages. It's called the Live Moss Cafe, and the menu features milkshakes, coffees, and its trademark Mountain Dew Baja Blast. One cafe recently opened in San Diego, and experts believe this could help attract younger customers and diversify its audience. And TikTok is asking a federal appeals court to temporarily stop the law that could ban it in the U.S. The appeals court upheld the law on Friday that requires TikTok to separate from its Chinese parent company ByteDance. If not sold, the app will be banned in the country starting on January 19th. But in Monday's emergency filing, the company asked for the law to be temporarily paused while it asks the Supreme Court to review the case. And TikTok has asked the court to decide on its request by December 16th. In your health headlines, the EPA is banning 2 cleaning chemicals that can cause cancer. It's banning TCE and PERC. TCE is a toxic chemical used in cleaners, spot removers, lubricants, and glue. It's known to cause liver cancer, kidney cancer, and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, as well as damage to the nervous and immune systems. PERC is also used in dry cleaning and automotive care products, and this is known to cause liver, kidney, brain, and testicular cancer. In sports news, we have a special programming note. The Kraken face off against the Florida Panthers tonight from Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. The pregame starts at 6:30. The puck drops at 7 right here on Apple Valley News Now. And that means our usual 6 p.m. hour-long newscast will only be a half hour so that we can bring you the game in its entirety. All right, trending this morning, the dictionary word of the year has been released. Josh, drum roll, please.
I played trombone in marching band.
Oh, so give me a good drum. Okay. All right, you got some polarization. That is the word of the year.
Polarization. Oh, that's not as fun. Well, polarization is Merriam-Webster's word of the year, and according to the online dictionary, polarization means division into 2 sharply distinct opposites.
The site says search for the word grew dramatically over the past year as media used polarization to often describe the fraught state of American politics and society.
Other contenders for word of the year included totality following April's solar eclipse and fortnight, a British word that's also a Taylor Swift song.
Yep, I think Taylor Swift was behind that one. Wow. And we told you not too long ago that the Oxford Dictionary word of the year was brain rot.
But Cambridge Dictionaries was manifest. I like that one.
And Dictionary.com's word of the year was demure, which saw a rise in usage thanks to a TikTok trend. And demure stopped as soon as it caught on. Like, I think everyone said it for a day or a week, and then I never wanted to say it again. Never wanted to hear it again. But what's your word of the year that you say a lot? There are a few things that you say in your weather newscast or your weather forecast.
I say the word tangible a lot.
Yeah.
I love just like there are
P's and Q's.
P's and Q's. There are intangibles, and then there are tangible things like this coffee mug.
Okay, yeah, you do say tangible a lot. I think for me, I kept saying like, you really thought you ate with that. This year.
That's more of a phrase. That's not a word, but
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Boeing announces more layoffs to come in a few months after just letting go almost 400 employees this week. We have more details on that coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what do you have for us?
There's some fog out there that you can see. It's a tangible thing. Well, you really can't see it, but it's obscuring the Yakima Valley. I'll show you where else we have fog this morning coming up at 6.